Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, our group will present about two topics. Topic 1 is about the annual report of Afim bin Berhad. Topic 2 is about the liquidation of a company and the change in the business structure. Now, I will present about the annual report of Afim bin Berhad. Before I explain more details about the annual report of Afim bin Berhad, let me introduce myself first. My name is Muhammad Rizwan Nasution bin Muhammad Idris, metric number 1212761, and my group members consist of Muhammad Syabir Irfan, Muhammad Fatul Naim, Danish Daniel, Muhammad Rashdan Aiman, and Muhammad Adham. First of all, let's look to the capital share in the annual report of Afim bin Berhad. Question number 1. What audit firm performed the audit of the company's financial statement? The answer is PricewaterhouseCoopers PLD. Is the audit firm that examines the financial statement of the Afim Berhad company. Question number 2. What classes of capital share has the company issued? So the answer is, according to the financial statement year ended 31st December 2021 of Afim Berhad, ordinary share are the classes of capital share that company has issued. Now, question number 3. For each class of share, how many shares are authorized, issued, and or outstanding? So the answer is, Afim bin Berhad issued 44.3 million new ordinary share during the financial year ended 31st December 2021. However, the number of authorized and outstanding share is not indicated in those financial statement. What is the value per share? So by looking to the issued issued ordinary share by Afim bin Berhad, Afim bin Berhad issued 44.3 million new ordinary share, or amounting to RM 66.9 million, or equal to RM 1.51 per value ordinary share. Now let's look to the question number 4. How many shares are held as a treasury share by the company? So the answer is, according to the financial statement year ended 31st December 2021 of Afim bin Berhad, the number of treasury share is not indicated in those financial statements. Question number 5. What amount, if any, did the company declare in dividends on ordinary share in the current year ended? So the answer is, in respect of the fiscal year ended 31st December 2020, Afim bin Berhad declared an interim dividend of 3.50 cents per ordinary share, or equal to RM 72.793 million ringgit. Question number 6. What are the company's retained earnings? The answer is, total retained earnings of Afim bin Berhad is RM 359.244 million ringgit. Last question for capital share. Will you expect a company to pay all its revenue reserve as a dividend? So our group answer is no, because a revenue reserve is a type of reserve that is created from a company's net profit during the financial year. This reserve is not distributed to shareholders in the form of a dividend, but is keep meeting the business future needs. So after finish looking for the capital share, now let's look the cash flow in the annual report of Afim bin Berhad. Question number 1. What was the amount of net cash provided by operating activities for the current year ended? So the answer is, according to the Afim bin Berhad cash flow statement for the financial year ended 31st December 2021, net cash generated from operating activities is RM 34,113.2 million ringgit. Question number 2. What was the amount of increase or decrease in cash and cash equivalents for the current year ended? So the answer is, for the financial year ended 31st December 2021, there was a net increase in cash and cash equivalents of RM 1,775,307 million ringgit. Question number 3. What was the net outflow or inflow of cash from investing activities for the current year ended? So the answer is there was outflow of cash from investing activities indicated in statement of cash flow, which is RM2089446 million ringgit. Last but not least, what could be the reason for a negative cash flow and should the business management be alarmed by it? So the answer is a negative cash flow occurs because the company spend more money than it receives. Negative cash flow is not inherently bad. Thus, the company does not need to be alarmed about it because sometimes the company may lose money and promote negative cash flow to produce higher profit in the future. That's all from me about the annual report of Afin bin Berhad. So I will pass to the Danish Daniel to present the topic 2, which is a liquidation of a company and the change in the business structure.
Hi, my name is Dinesh Daniel, and let's move on to the second session, which is report writing 2. Our topic for the second section, which is report writing 2, is liquidation of a company and the changes in business structure. Our content consists of introduction, corporate failure, cause of financial distress, changes in business structure, cause of changes in business structure, and last but not least, conclusion. Let's move on to the introduction. The main objective of the report is to discover what is a corporate failure, the reasons of a financial distress that contribute to the liquidation of a company, to research on the changes in business structures and the reason why the change occur. Corporate failure. What is corporate failure and what are the relationships between corporate failure and financial distress? Corporate failure is anything from losing influence or dominance into ceasing operations as a result of a legal proceeding or voluntary action such as bankruptcy. A corporation also could be defined as that is experiencing financial distress. Let's move on to the financial distress. What is financial distress? Financial distress is the state in which a business finds it difficult or impossible to meet its financial commitment to its creditor, may result in bankruptcy or be compelled to liquidate its businesses. Let's move on to the next slide, which is causes of financial distress. What are the causes or factors that lead to a company to experience a financial distress? The first point is gross domestic product or GDP. The higher the GDP rate would lead to a lower rate of a company to experience financial distress. Why, you ask me? It is because of higher GDP will lead to a company to gain more profit from it. The second point is average lending rate. If that particular company lend more to the other company or corporate, then the percentage of that particular company to experience a financial distress would be higher. And the last point is inflation rate. The higher the inflation rate is, would lead to a company to experience more financial distress rate. It is because of the higher inflation rate would lead to a lower purchasing power. The lower purchasing power would then lead to a company to gain less profit from it, resulting in a financial distress would result a company to corporate failure. Let's move on to the next slide, which is changes in business structure. What are changes in a business structure? Changes is the process of shifting a company from where it is today to where it is want to be in the future. It is also an event that causes a significant disturbance to our daily activities because it changed, right? Okay, let's move on to the next point which is what are the forms of changes in business structure? There are three types of form, which is the first developmental, transitional, and transformational. Let's move on to the causes. What are the reason or factor that cause changes in a business structure? Maybe it is because of internal factors such as growth and expansion, or maybe external factors such as economic shift, laws and regulation. The first point is from the internal factor is growth and expansion. To gain a greater revenue, increase consumer demand, and a larger personal. And it also benefits from organized operations, consistent message, and a strong workplace culture. Let's move on to the next point, which is economic shift, which is the external factor. It is mainly because of recession, depressions, and period of prosperity, and also maybe because of effect of on the consumer behavior, investment value, price, and employment rates. The last point is law and regulation, which is local and federal guidelines adopts a new law or regulation or repels earlier regulations. The conclusion is, managers discover the causes of this issue. The businesses cooperation will be able to figure out alternative to cover the shortage of their management. And our hope is effectiveness of this report would help the people in need, especially the one involved in this particular issue. That's all from us. Thank you for your cooperation.